online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh yeah! Hey guys, it is Project Runway, our AfterBuzz show, Season 13, Episode 9. We've got History of the American Girl doll. I'm your host, Stef Z, and tonight I've got the lovely...
Hey guys, it's Virginia.
And...
Michelle Uberreste.
So, tonight's episode, overall opinions, lady, overall opinions.
I thought it was a cute episode. I mean, maybe because I'm about to be a mom, I got all excited about it. You guys are like, eh, whatever. But I thought it was cute. I liked American Dolls. They weren't my thing. I was like Amanda, more of a Cabbage Patch Kid. I still have 7.
I had a Cabbage Patch Kid too. I definitely didn't have an American Girl doll, and I definitely don't really
want one.
No, one of my good friends was in town once, and it was like the thing. Like, we had to go to the American Girl doll store, and I've been in one, and I was walking around, and I was kind of like, what in the world is happening in this place? There was like a hair salon.
It's crazy.
It was I felt like I was transported to someplace else. You
can dress like your doll. You can have breakfast or lunch with your doll.
For me. I can appreciate it. It's a little too weird for me.
Yeah, I mean, I was always a secret like Barbie hoarder. I played with Barbies until I was in high school. But,
hey, me too.
Yeah, I had like my whole little mansion and stuff, and you could like pull
the Barbie Fold-in Fun House.
I had that.
Built.
I had the spa,
I remember the commercial.
An RV. Yeah, I had everything. I was crazy, and like I had one friend, and we didn't tell anybody else that we still played with our Barbies throughout high school. But I made clothes for your Barbies. Did you do that? Yeah, I mean, that's why I've always been into fashion.
Come on.
Yeah, after you sew a Barbie dress, you can sew anything.
Because it's so little.
Yeah.
That should be the next challenge. I thought it would have been cool if they had to make a dress for the doll.
Yeah, like a matching one.
Or if the winner got their own doll outfit. Like, I thought that's where they were going with it, because this show is so heavily with it's loaded with promotional stuff all the time, and I really thought that that's where it was going, that one of these designers was going to have the outfit and people could go buy it, and I don't know why
these dolls are not cheap.
Yeah.
Like, if you do the whole American doll experience, I don't know. I know they're very pricey, though, because somebody that I know that has a girl was like, yeah, once they get hooked on these American dolls, they need the outfit for the doll, for them. Then you have to go have breakfast with your doll. And it's like, I mean, it's like a fortune. No, like, they have an American Girl cafe where you can go and you bring your doll. After you've been
What about like
groomed.
having friends? Like, what about playing with things that actually talk back?
Oh, come on. You didn't have any. You said you had Cabbage Patch dolls. You
I had
No?
I had a Barbie, I think, too, and a Ken, and I think I had a He-Man.
But the cool thing about these dolls is they have a story. Like, you know, because my sister was into them.
Don't you want to make the story up for them?
No, but like, you know, like the whole thing about them is like, it's part of American history. Like, you know, the one that was like an American Indian, like, you know, you kind of get to learn like what their culture was about.
I didn't know that's pretty cool.
That's why they were telling you in the episode that they have this backstory. It's because each one like tells you a little bit of American history.
They should have explained that on the show.
Yeah, that's why it's cool. And because I always wanted to have the Samantha doll, even though she didn't have freckles, and I have freckles, but like I was like, I kind of identify with her.
Is it the same like
they've had them forever, yeah.
Like how many
they have the same
collection?
I think they've expanded. I think they start off with like 4.
Oh, wow.
But
they update them.
But they update them, and yeah. Because it's for little girls, it's like a craze.
I know, I've been there. It's crazy.
You didn't have breakfast with the doll?
No, I got, as soon as I saw the hair salon, I'm like, where am I? I'm out of here.
How did you end up there? I can just imagine like walking into a place like this.
It's like upstairs. There's one at the Grove or whatever.
There's one at the Grove.
And I was like, and they have the salon, and like my friend took her kid there. They've been visiting from North Carolina. They took her kids there, and she was so excited. She's like, come here, Steph, I want to show you. And of course, I can't be like, where are you taking me? So I went, and I was just like, I might have been speechless, which is hard for me. I was like, what is happening here? Okay, so moving on, we see the designers. They all go into the American Girl doll store in New York. They're joined by Tim and Heather Northrope, which I guess is a senior design manager. And she's been with American Girl dolls for 22 years, which says a lot for a company. Especially, you know, something like that. You know, it's similar but forever changing. They got to find new ways to market their dolls, I'm sure.
She didn't look that old.
No.
When they said 22 years, I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, she looked great. I mean, maybe it was her first job.
At 10?
Yeah.
No, I mean, she looked great, but she clearly didn't start working there at 10. Okay, so we get introduced to her, tells us a little bit about the store, the dolls, and then we have this new line of dolls, the Be Forever. Right? You're both looking at me weird.
Right. I don't think it's the line of dolls. I think it's like their new
collection
story with their new clothing line. Because it's the same dolls. And then they like, you know, they get another part of their book and, you know.
Right. Well, they have these cute models come out, these little girls.
Super cute.
Super cute. The one thing that bugged me though about, again, a little bit of information that I thought would have been good in the beginning and also again before the runway is I feel like Heidi or somebody should have been like, you girls were selected to do this. At the end, if we don't like what you're wearing, it's not about you. Like, they're having a competition. Like, I feel like
I'm sure they told them that.
Yeah.
Like,
I would have liked to seen it.
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen it.
I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they did, but I would have liked to seen it. I would have liked to see that, you know, tangibleness of awareness with these kids that are walking down a runway when in this day and age models and this image and everything we have and everything, you know, where it all roads lead somewhere. And I feel like it would have been nice that they touched on that. Anyway, just my opinion. So they're paired with a doll and a model, and they need to create a modern and fashionable look. And I like the twist though. These dolls already have an outfit, and the designers can either use this fabric or they're also going to go to Mood and they get $150 to spend at Mood. So they can either change up kind of what already works, or they can go somewhere else on their own. So I like that. I like when there's options for the designers. And they had 30 minutes to sketch, to talk to their models, to learn about the American dolls, to walk around the store. Was there anything else that stood out for you guys in that little beginning segment?
Just that Karina was so whiny about how she's never been around children and she doesn't know how to work with children. Well, suck it up.
It's pretty I think it would be pretty intimidating to walk into a children's wear challenge for most designers.
Really?
Yes. Most designers don't
just
even
make
like
it
dressing
bright
normal
and
people.
fun.
Yeah, but
Kids happy.
You know, you have to get into the kid's mind. Like, it's a totally different fit. It's totally different. Like, I would be really freaked out too.
Oh, I wouldn't. I would be like, okay, it's a lot easier. It's an
Smaller.
easier silhouette. Yeah, there's not as many curves and things to worry about.
Yeah, but I mean, think about, you know, if your aesthetic is really, you know, not that. Like, for me,
I
super,
don't know what you would put.
I mean, I'm sure
But that's why it's a good
out,
challenge.
Right. I think it's
You
good,
got to go
but-
out of your comfort zone, so to
Right.
speak. So, and I agree with you. I have in my notes that, you know, Karina not knowing what kids want, and it's just she's a child herself sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. And then so we go to Mood, and again there wasn't. For me, the Rainway episode at Mood was really fun for me because everyone was kind of in the same area going for the same thing. But for this one, nothing really stood out for me except, again, a Karina moment when Sandhya came up to her while Karina was getting some fabric cut, and Sandhya was like, well, you know, I want this. And see, again, it's kind of like how everyone got mad at Sandhya when she went around and took everybody else's extra money. Like, if she's smart enough to, like, be like, okay, clearly you're working on this. I want 1.5 yards of this when you're done, and I'll come back for it to save the time that she's got in Mood. Why are people mad at that? That's smart.
I did not see a problem with that at all.
I didn't either.
It wasn't like she
30
stopped.
minutes, it's nothing. You don't even know what you want going in there, and then, like, does it even exist? Can you even find it? You don't, you know. You have to, like, bust it out when you're in Mood.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I'm just, you know, it just, like, I understand there's always drama, and I understand there's a certain amount of drama that's necessary in order to have a good television show. But drama about other people being smart kind of irks me a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what it is. Excuse me. That she's just like, damn, I didn't think of that.
Right. Okay, so let's move to the workroom. And you guys watching out there, make sure you stay tuned tonight. We have a special guest calling in about 15 to 20 minutes. So we're going to go through the workroom and our runway rundown pretty quickly here so that we have time for all of that. But definitely stay tuned. Okay, so let's take it to the workroom. I feel like now that there's less designers, we're seeing Tim actually go to everyone. Was there anyone that stood out for you guys?
I just think that when he was telling Sean the no fringe thing, and then Sean immediately saw Char doing fringe, he was like, okay, what the heck is going on? I mean, like, I think it's very rare for there to be like 2 vests with fringe. It happens. I mean, it does happen. But, you know, for him to be like, okay with Char doing it and not for Sean.
I don't think he was so okay with Char.
But
he wasn't.
He tried to steer Char away from the fringe, and she's like, you know what? Kids are going to want this. I'm going to do it anyway.
And they do love fringe.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Anything twirly, you know, I mean, you have
anything
to think...
that moves, anything shiny.
Yeah,
kids.
well, and anything that, like, these girls are at the American Girl store, they're going to be, like, frilly, girly girls. So they're going to like that type of thing.
Yeah. Was there anything else that stood out in the workroom for you, Michelle?
I liked Karina's, like, instantly what she was working on.
You're on the Karina team tonight.
I just think you have to separate the person from the work, because the work, I was excited what I was seeing in the workroom.
I can give you that. I liked the work. It reminded me of some like artists that I couldn't think of, and I still haven't thought of. Some geometrical. Who's that guy that does all the geometry art that it's like all broken up into color blocks like that? Lisa Simpson rules. If you know, tell us in our comments. But
I just thought it was super modern. Like, it was a good fresh take on children's clothing. Like,
it was modern.
A lot of stuff in the workroom was frilly and pink and pretty, like, you know, I've seen it before.
Right.
For that, like, if I was a kid, I would probably wear that. Like, that's the only thing in the workroom I would have worn.
Okay. All right, so let's get to it. Let's go right to the runway. We start out with Heidi coming out. Of course, Heidi's looking good. She's sassy. We love her this season. I thought this outfit, though, was like a little blah. Yeah. It was nothing too great, but we're not there yet. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just keep that up. But it wasn't, you know, it was kind of like, she looks good in everything, so this was just one of those things like, okay, she looks good. We have our guest judges tonight, which is Elizabeth Moss from Mad Men, and I feel like she's been a guest judge before.
I think so too, and she looked really great.
She looked great, and as we go on, we'll see. But I'm glad if she's back, because she has really good things to say, and we've talked about some of these people that come in and don't. But I really liked what she had to say.
I think they're getting better.
Yeah, but it's weird for me too, because we had Elizabeth Moss and we had Heather Northrup. So it's like, instead of having weird ones, like they could have had one this week and one next week. Like sometimes they have 2, sometimes they have 1, but it's, you know, I feel like spread out the good ones, you know? Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to the first outfit. We have Karina's look. Michelle, what do you got for that?
Super cute, modern, energetic.
I have it's cute, but it makes me want to play checkers.
I have sloppy but cute. It's a little sloppy.
It is a little sloppy.
Yeah.
From far away is good.
Yeah. Okay, next we've got Sean's outfit. And what do you have for that, Michelle?
I put grandma, too literal, seen it before.
I put Reese Witherspoon from Election.
Ooh.
I put boring blah, peace out. And the peace sign was wrong.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that.
That was unfortunate.
Next, we've got Amanda. What do you got for that, Michelle?
It was cute, boring, and really busy.
What do you got, Virginia?
Grandma's jacket with an awful neon dress under.
Okay, so this is an example of me being able to separate the person from the outfit, because we know Amanda's not my favorite. I kind of loved this. I love the fabric. I love that it's so, to me, it's kid, it's playful, and I really liked it. Okay, moving on. Next, we've got Alexander's outfit. And what do you got, Michelle?
Perfection, easy, and fun.
I put, why is there a Sharpie line down her back?
I put, love me some polka dots, cute top, a little old, and weird butt seam. Yeah,
right? Was that a seam?
I think it was the zipper was too long, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the zipper was too long, because I thought maybe she had like a lav on her, like a mic, but it wasn't. It was bad.
Went like down and around the butt.
Yeah, it was a butt hugger thing. You know. Okay, so next we've got Char. What do you got, Michelle?
Playful, young, love it.
I put adorable, adorable, adorable. I want it in my size. I would totally wear the dress. Maybe not the best. You would.
You'd wear the best too at home. You'd be like, I don't know if I should go out like this. Yeah, yeah. I put love. The fringe. There's a little bit too much of it, but I love it. And the dress is just a happy dress. I like happy outfits.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do we got next? We have Zendaia's outfit.
Clown. That's the first thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then I wrote Barbie Gone Wrong. And then what happened to the ship owner?
What do you got?
I just put Pepto-Bismol Princess.
Oh, Zendaya, we love you. We really do.
I do.
I wrote, I like the back better than the front. I know we can't see that.
You like the onesie butt?
No, you couldn't. You didn't tell all the time, but just the way that it was.
It even would have been better without the shrug. Like, it would have helped just... I know it's weird and fluffy in the middle, but I think with the shrug, it makes it look even more clowny. And then the two buttons in the front, it's like, I think just... She would have lost the top,
I would have liked to see her finish. I thought she was going to make a skirt. Like, if that would have been a skirt, like a just above knee-length skirt, that was like a frilly circle skirt, and I thought that's where she was going in the beginning. So I would have liked to see it go in there. Yeah. Okay, next we've got Keeney.
Sophisticated, smart, rich kid.
What you got, Virginia?
Gossip Girl for kids.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
So rad, love it. I want the jacket. Keeney, can you make me that jacket, please?
That jacket was ridiculous that he could make that
sick
so quickly.
So sick, and I would wear it.
I would wear the dress, too. The dress is amazing.
It looks like something they would actually sell at American Girl for the kids.
Yeah, he nailed the challenge.
Like, it could be a really nice, like, Christmas dress.
But it still looks like something... for a person.
Right. Okay, and next we've got Emily's. What you got?
Drab, interesting yet confusing.
I got confusing, olive doily, and why.
The word doily, everybody at home, please say doily. It makes me very happy. I have a little weird, great and fun.
A little.
It's a little weird.
I just don't understand.
The tulle is like a good idea, and the
look at her feet in this picture too. It's like, hello, this is my outfit.
She's like, this is awkward.
It's just the colors, and it looks so like frumpy and grandma-y on
top.
And
it looks so blue and purple. If the rest of it would have maybe been that blue and purple, it would have been more fun.
Right.
You know, like it could have been like a really kooky Betsy Johnson type of thing.
Right.
But the olive on top, what little kid wants to wear olive? I don't even want to wear olive.
I like olive, but yeah, kids I don't think do.
All right.
All right, cool. Well, that's the runway rundown. Now, what do you guys, Virginia, I'll let you pick tonight. What do you want to talk about first, the top or the bottom?
Ew, let's talk about the bottom.
All right.
We'll end on a high note.
We'll end on a high note. I like that. So, in the bottom, we've got Sean, Zendaya, and Emily.
I think Sean was really pissed because he was like, I was going to do the fringe, and Char got away with the fringe.
But the fringe was not going to save that. It was too boring.
It could have maybe done something.
He could have done a million. Something. It was the 70s inspired stuff is in right now. Like, he could have done a zillion things.
Or like a really cute little dress, like A-line, some sort.
It could have. I agree with Elizabeth Moss a lot with this one, that it needed to be bright. It needed to be colorful.
Even if you had the same silhouettes,
it could have been the same
fabric.
He could have used the fabric that the doll had, right? But it was way better and way more fun.
Then it would have been Zendaya's.
No, it wouldn't have been. It was more like it had more of a pattern. I was terribly disappointed. And for Sean, he's so good. Him and Zendaya are my picks to win. And it was like Heidi said, it was kind of a snooze fest. It was like, wait, where'd he go? And then the peace sign. Like, if you're gonna put an icon on a dress, make sure it's right.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, none of us noticed that in the workroom, but I guess you couldn't see it. And then when he turned around, we were all like, wait a minute.
But without it, it still would have been even more boring. So at least there was something.
Right. He could have done a pattern back there, though. He could have done stripes on it or something. Done stripes, horizontal and vertical.
Creative, I think.
Yeah, that was like a last minute slap on. Oh, crap. didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, it looked like an iron-on applique.
Right.
Like, oh, we'll just attach.
And you know, so that's Sean and Emily. You know, I feel like we've kind of just went over that. It's
what a fail. She has a daughter. Like, how did that happen?
She has a kid clothing line.
She has a kid clothing line. That doesn't say a lot. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. It does. But in the same sense, it might have been what she was going more towards what she's already known and not thinking out of the box. Like, that could have screwed her a little bit too.
But that she might be successful with a certain group of kids too that do like that. Or,
that's what I'm saying.
You know.
Yeah, but her line, when they were showing those pictures, those clothes were really cute.
Yeah.
But she was going for the Russian thing, and I feel like that came through, though.
Right. Okay, and then we moved to Sandhya, and Heidi was like, this is the wrong age group. It looks like a onesie.
It did. I just bought a bunch
said
today.
It was a circus flamingo. It was really, it hurt my feelings. And unfortunately, Sandhya was the loser tonight. She was sent home. This actually breaks my heart, I'm not going to lie. She was by far my favorite. She is my favorite. She's my favorite person on the show. She's a great designer. She's my favorite person. She's stayed true to what the show is about. I feel like she's always tried to be team. She's always been nice. She's been helpful. She's been smart in her own way. And I feel like there's not a better example of someone as a person that's been on this show. So I think no matter what, she's going to wind up going super far in life, in her design career. So I'm not too
You know what else?
bent about
she
it.
got to show her finale collection at New York Fashion Week, so I'm really happy about that. Have you guys seen it?
No, and we're not there yet.
Okay, well, it's all over Instagram already.
All right, but we're not looking.
Look, but it's amazing, and I'm really glad that she got the opportunity to do that.
Well, and I liked that she said, you know, like, we were seeing her in the episode, like, really struggling, and she was like, you know, I cry at the end of the day, but then, you know, I wake up and it's a new day, and I'm going to attack it.
She's got the best attitude ever, and honestly, for me, as much as I'm sad to see her leave, because I wanted her to win, I'm almost happy to see her get out of the drama, because everybody was kind of talking shit about her. Yeah. And you know what? That's just not cool. Like, she's never been
never been mean to them.
No,
like,
she's never been mean to anyone.
Malicious. Everybody's malicious.
Right, but that's why, for me, if she would have been there longer and longer, like, maybe it would have affected her. Maybe it would have affected her confidence. I don't think so, because she seems like a strong person.
A badass.
She is a badass. But I'm just saying, like, for me, that's the bittersweet of why I'm not so sad, because now she's been on long enough where people know who she is. And it didn't, you know, you can see she's still strong. Okay, we gotta move on to the top. We've got Karina.
Boo.
I know. But it was okay. Zach said it was great. It was fun. Elizabeth really liked it. Nina liked the graphics like you guys.
I love that it had the yellow underneath.
I did too, and I love that it was actually like thought-provoked yellow.
Right.
It wasn't like, let me just throw a different color. It was part of the story.
Yeah.
So I give her credit for that. Karina, you know, I'll always give you credit if you deserve it. And, you know, moving on. Char, I was shocked that I thought in the beginning I actually wrote Char down for the bottom, because they usually go like back and forth.
Yeah.
But then everyone started saying it was really cool. And
I liked the way that the dress was like a gradient, like it slowly had more pattern to it. I thought that was really cute. That's why I liked the dress.
No, I really liked that too.
I thought it was fun because it kind of reminded me if you dress up like cowboys and Indians or something, but it's not so literal.
Yeah.
And you could wear the dress or the vest separately.
Yeah, and I really do like that Char kind of had her confidence and went on her own and was just like, no, I'm going to keep it this way.
Yeah.
And then we've got Keeney, who they were kind of in love with. They said perfection. I think we all kind of thought Keeney was going to win, and Keeney is the winner. Props to Keeney. Although my only thing is, I wouldn't call this a double win.
No, absolutely not.
When there's two winners, it's a tie.
He got a sympathy win last time.
So this is his first solo win. Congratulations, Keeney. He should have maybe won before. He like that jacket, the detail, the construction.
Yes, this jacket, this was a win. This was your first win.
He's like the perfect example of like just putting in your time and putting in your time and putting in your time, and then you're going to win. Because he's always been consistent and he's always been done first, and his stuff's always been good.
Yeah.
And it was like last week he like tied, he like almost won and tied, and now this week he's the winner. So maybe he will win again now that he knows what it's like to win. I don't know. That's just my...
Maybe.
That is a maybe. And so... That's pretty much, you know, is there anything else that you guys want to say about the runway while we wait. Our caller should be calling hopefully in the next couple minutes.
Well, I do have a little bit of news, not so much gossip. But we could just do it right away.
Yeah, let's do it.
Before they come. But I did get an email from Kate's team. I know you guys have seen Kate on 2 previous seasons. But she will be on the next season of Project Runway All-Stars, which starts October 30th. So she's the only designer that they've ever had come back for a 3rd time.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm excited. I was always Team Kate, but it's because I'm really girly and I like wedding dresses.
You are super girly. And
super girly.
Over the past weekend, we had Virginia's baby shower, if you guys don't know. And your makeup's been looking really great. What have you been doing?
Thanks. Well, you know, I do subscribe to this thing called Birchbox. I don't know about if you guys have heard of it before, but it is a monthly beauty subscription. And for just $10 a month, they send you all sorts of beauty products to try. Anything from like moisturizer to eye lift cream to lipstick, mascara, you know, anything fun like that. And it's great because it is like giving yourself a present every week. Or every month, because you never know what you're going to get, and it's always fun products. And then you can actually go online if you like the products and buy them at their store. And for every purchase you get Birchbox points, and with those points then you can get free boxes. And then if you refer your friends, they can get, or you can get free boxes. Awesome. Yeah, so it's a really cool thing if you're girly, or even, you know, just like makeup.
If you're not, yeah, I mean, I wear some, but not a lot.
You wear makeup.
No, it's for me, it's the convenience of something like this, where it's like I like to try everything, especially, you know, for people like me that kind of don't know, for $10 a month to be able to like try different stuff and learn, rather than going into the beauty store and being like having to spend all this money and you don't really know what you get and you don't really know what you're doing. This is kind of a brilliant idea. And actually, if you guys out there want to go try it, you can go on their website and there's a promo code for AFTERBUZZ, and I believe you get like 100 Birchbox points to start off with, so we kind of give you a little boost to get you rolling there. And a lot of people doing it, a lot of people like it, so spread the beauty.
Yeah. Love it.
Love it. And we also see previews for next week that I thought the Rainway was my favorite challenge, but I think this one might be more favorite.
I don't remember what this is.
It's the designers have to go into, I think they're at Washington Square Park in the city, and they have to find somebody that could be their muse.
Where are all the bloggers? You know, there's always those fashion bloggers that are like selfieing away. I would look for the girls doing the selfies. Of course they want to be the models.
Right, but I'm sure there had to be some type of setup of who's in there. Like, there's got to be some twist. So.
I think they just throw them in there.
Well, there has to be, because like they go, I mean, not to, you know, show the fourth wall or anything, but they can't just go up to them and film them. Then there's got to be a release. There's got to be this. There's got to be that. Like, there's got to be.
They can't sign it after?
Yeah.
They can totally sign it after.
They can sign it after. But I'm sure there's a bunch of people that would say no, is what I'm trying to say.
But that's part of the challenge. Like, you have to go out there and get someone to agree
I would get them all. I would be like, all right, let's do this.
I'd be like, no, I have appointments I gotta get to. I gotta get coffee. Like,
yeah.
You don't know. I don't know if they're allowed to tell them they're from Project Runway, because that would make it a lot easier. So, because on previous seasons they've done similar things like that.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but sometimes they let them. Like, remember that one challenge where they had to like raise their money to get their fabric?
Right.
And then people were like, "Oh, Project Runway, here's $50."
Right.
Like, oh, I know I'm going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be a really interesting challenge. We'll see what happens.
Is this going to be like the Real Woman challenge?
Yeah, that's what, because they said find somebody who would be your muse. So I'm wondering, is this somebody who's already dressed fashionable, that you kind of like their style and you just want to improve on it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they get some guidelines beforehand and they're like, this is what it's going to be. So go out and find somebody that you can mold into that. You know what I mean?
That's not a muse.
Yeah, but it is for it's like making them part of how you're going to create for this thing you have to fulfill, which is kind of a muse.
It's like you see something in them, and then
you want to get inspired by your muse, not like force them to a mold, though.
Right, but then it's like you can't just go there blindly and be like, oh, this is my muse, and I'm going to do like, like there's got to be some guidelines, or else people are going to come in with like, their muse can be like, oh, you're eating ice cream in the park, so I'm going to make you a big ice cream cone. Come on. Like, that's not going to happen. You think we're going to see an ice cream cone next week?
You know, now that Sandhya's gone, no. But before that, you never know.
Even though we hate that she's gone, we're so happy that Sandhya is here with us on the phone. Can you hear me, Sandhya? Are you there? Okay, it got cut off, but we're gonna get her back on the line. But that's the surprise guest. We do have Sandhya calling in tonight to the show. She's one of our favorites. We're super excited to talk to her. We'll go through some questions. Sometimes it's hard on the phone going back and forth, so we'll all, have a question or two. But, we are really excited to talk to her. Hopefully we can get her back on the line. Anyone? No? Yes? Waiting? But yeah, the challenge... Oh, she's calling me.
She wants to have a private conversation first.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Her and Stef, they need to really quickly bring it back.
It is. Is it possible? We had you on the line. Call back that number that I gave you, because this is my cell. We can't put it through. But he had you and then he lost you for a moment. But we're here. We're ready for you. Okay, great. Bye.
Steph just has her on speed dial. Anytime she wants to talk.
Well, that when you put the love out there, the love comes back. She should be calling right now. She just called on my cell phone because I guess there was a little bit of technical difficulty, and I gave her that as a backup. But we can't feed my cell phone through the microphone.
We also do have guests next week, too.
We do. We have Mark and Estelle.
And we have Sandhya back on the phone.
Can you hear us, Sandhya?
Yes, I can. Hi, how are you?
We're so good. Thank you so much for calling. I'm heartbroken that you left the show tonight.
That's really nice of you to say. Thank you so much.
We're really excited. I know you've kind of been watching our show a little bit, so I'm sure you know that you're one of our favorites. And for me, some of my favorite things about you are the fact that you're your history and who you are and the way that you've figured out a way to use your voice in coming from your background. It's just such a beautiful story, and I'm so glad that you had this platform to share it with the world. In that, I feel like we always see this very happy and positive person in you, and you use a lot of your smarts to try and get ahead on the challenges, and people give you a hard time. So I was wondering, is there something that you feel that was like if there was one thing that you could tell us about you that wasn't portrayed through the show, or did you ever feel misunderstood by the others, or what was your feeling in that?
I think the show's showing me pretty right on. I think I really don't understand what the misunderstanding is, and I'm reading all these comments and stuff, and I don't know, it's hard for me to understand what the misunderstanding is. People say it's a cultural thing and all that, but I'm being nice, I'm being really nice to everyone, and I did not really say bad stuff about anyone's design, so I still don't understand what's going on.
I think that's kind of what we're touching on, because I do feel TV shows like this, there is usually a part of drama that makes TV shows like this work, so to speak. But I do feel like you have been one of the most straightforward designers we've seen on this show. You always spoke your mind. You spoke your mind in a very positive, and there was never a malicious intent. So yeah, I agree with you that we don't know why it's misunderstood, but there does seem to be some misunderstanding.
Well, and we always see you on there, even when Tim is giving you, his critique, you always stick with your guns. And even when you went out today, Aunt Heidi and everyone else was saying, I didn't like it. And you were just so positive about it. You're like, okay, I take your advice, and, but this is my own work. And you're always so proud of your work. And that's what I really, appreciated about you, was it didn't matter if they didn't like it,
right?
Or if anybody didn't understand it. You had your very, it was just a happy viewpoint. All of your clothes just always seemed like they were very happy. But is there anything that you might have, wanted to change on any of your designs while you were there?
As a designer, you do a collection, and a collection is always, it's got at least 30, 40 looks. And in with every collection you do, there are going to be certain number of pieces that are not appreciated and certain number of pieces that people love. So, it's really hard to judge a designer on just that one piece, on just that one day. Because a lot of us, we do have our bad days, and sometimes we can't work to the level that's required, and it's hard to be, it's a competition, and it's one challenge by challenge. But I guess maybe if there was more of like this point system where every challenge you were on top, your marks kept adding, and it was consistent in terms of if you've won a certain number of challenges or if you've performed well, then you can't be eliminated.
That's a great idea, because it is. Yeah. It's really weird to see. It's like if you have a bad day or a bad challenge or a challenge that doesn't resonate with you, you can be eliminated. Although you've won 2 challenges, you've been in the top numerous amount of times, you've been in safe numerous amount of times, so it is, that would be a very interesting show, that there's a certain amount of designers that get to go through the entire process and it's a point system. That would be cool.
So everyone would stay to the end. I like that idea, but it'd be too fair. It wouldn't be good TV for them.
That's true. It would be too fair.
Back to the kind of misunderstanding thing, I had a thought, and I feel like, Sandhya, you are, to me, like an artist, like a person that thinks internally and tries to express that, and a person that thinks outside the box. And I think in fashion, as well as other, fields, but especially fashion, there's a certain thing that's acceptable and there's certain things that aren't. And there's, people that and that's part of it. People are afraid of new things. They're afraid of new ideas. They want to see the same old thing again, whether they say that or not. You hear people say they want something fun and innovative, but they can't always understand that. That's the future. Like, a lot of people are stuck.
I think, as a designer, and thank you so much for you put me in this really nice light. I think as a designer, and especially if you have this artistic bent of mind, I want a reaction to my work, and I love a passionate reaction. Whether it's positive or negative, I have to be open to that. So till the time I get a passionate reaction, I'm happy, because what's the whole point of doing something new, something that's so unique, if I don't even get a reaction? And it's the negativity is a little hurtful, but then that's what every artist gets from a good work of art or a good work of design, is a reaction. And the reaction has been crazy. Like, it's either been passionately positive or passionately negative. So,
but as long as you get a reaction, whether it's positive or negative, you're making people think. You're getting that reaction. If everyone's bored and saying nothing, then that's what the bad thing is. Like, if they love it or hate it, that's what you want.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what was so unique about you, was that, every week when we were watching, like, we had something to say about you, and, because you do create these very unique designs, and, but then there was other designers who were like, oh, I just hope I'm safe. Like that, like you would never hear that coming out of your mouth. And I think that's why we love you so much, is because, like every episode, it's like we do get like a personal connection to your work, and so it's really like you are definitely one of our favorite designers, just because it, like, we never know what you're going to do, and it's always interesting and it's always innovative, and it's like stuff we've never seen before on the show.
Yeah, and it's always kind of like a go big or go home attitude. And I like that, you don't just go along with what Tim says every time, and when something resonates with you, you're like, no, I'm just going to do it this way, and that takes a lot of courage and a lot of confidence, which is really, really awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now? I mean, I know certain things you might not be able to discuss. I don't mean that. Like, your own stuff. Are you working on your own collection? Is there something that we're going to see from you in the future? What's happening?
Oh, yes. You'll definitely see a lot more of me in future. I'm, like, figuring out, like, a lot of my production and, like, how to go forward with the next collection, how I want to place myself in the fashion world. Do I have, like, I really want to do Fashion Week, and how I have to figure out the whole financials and the business part of it.
Right.
So I'm figuring out that because it's going to take some time, and I need to prepare myself for the next season. And I have to, I want to sell the collection that I already have. So it's a combination of a lot of these things.
Speaking of Fashion Week, you got to present your final collection for Project Runway, even though it was a decoy. I saw some of it on Instagram, and I'm in love. What was that the first time you've ever shown at Fashion Week, or what was the experience like?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's the first time I've shown at New York Fashion Week. The experience was amazing. It was a dream come true, and I'm really, really thankful for the decoy Project Runway collection, finale collection. So it was surreal to be there and to be able to show my work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on this show. What was the process? How did they find you? Did you go to a casting, or how did that all happen, you getting onto the show?
It's a national casting call that they have. And they put it on websites and they advertise it on TV. And, I sent in my portfolio like thousands of other applicants and portfolio, my own home video of my interview.
Right.
And then they shortlist us and call us for regional castings. Then it's like a really intricate process where we are interviewed a lot of times, over the phone, in person.
Right. And
it's so well organized. I was really happy every time I went for the interview, and it was they reply. It's really professional.
So if they were going to they're already doing All Stars, coming up, but would you go on another season of Project Runway if they wanted you to come back for All Stars?
I'm not sure right now. I might not. I'm not sure right now. But let's see how things go, and then it's. I'm sure it's there is so much positive that I'm getting out of doing Project Runway that there's always I could do more with the publicity.
And what, for me, I know at the end of this episode, when you were having your exit interview, you were very passionate about saying that, for every girl told they can't do something, because you're a girl, to kind of go out and do it. Is that, if you had, one message to tell the people, would it be that? Or what's the thing that resonates most with you as a message that you would want to voice through your art?
I think every day I live, I get a new message that I want to live by. While growing up back home in India, a lot of times I was told, I was a girl and I need to behave in a certain way because I am a girl. So it really, it really hurt me. It made me strong. It did so much to the point of view I have today. And yes, that is really important because as I lived in different countries, I realized, it's just not only true for India, but for everywhere else, because there is an equal wage as well in US. And I guess a lot of girls face that everywhere around the world. So it's for all of us.
Right.
We should not, we should not hold back just because we are girls. We have great talent and we have these skills and potential, and I think everyone has equal rights to everything that is out there to be offered.
Agreed.
Love it.
I know it's really late over there. Ladies, do you have any other questions for Sandhya, or is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about your process of the show, about your experience, anything else you'd like the viewers to hear?
I'm just really curious.
There you go, Michelle.
What, originally, how did you get interested in fashion? What kind of provoked that? What was the process there?
It's I used to be always making stuff for my dolls when I was 8, and I had boxes full of clothes that I'd made myself for my doll. There was an entire look. I had bags done, and clothes made. And when I was 10, I had this cousin sister, and she was at a fashion college. She would come to my place and do her work, and I saw her working, and I knew it then that this is what I wanted to do. And I have never felt more passionate about anything else in my life. I dream about clothes. Like when I sleep, I'm dreaming about techniques. I'm dreaming about what could inspire me or what I could make. So yeah, this is pretty much what I live for.
So well spoken. You're kind of one of my favorite people that I've ever talked to, Sandhya. You really, really are. And I appreciate...
Oh, you guys are so sweet. I saw the show and I was like, oh, I have to get in touch with them. Yeah. Really nice and kind.
We're so happy that you called.
Yeah, I was like, well, the other day when I got like, Sandhya, Garg following you. And I was like, oh. And I like wrote you right away. I like followed back and I'm like, hey, you want to be on our show? I was so excited. I like texted everyone on the panel, called my mom because she watches the show too. I was like, Sandhya's going to talk to us. It's really exciting when, you know, there's certain people that, you know, I'm sure you hear, like certain people that, you know, they're more than their designs, their character, their personality, what they stand for it shines through everything on the show. And you're definitely one of those people. So again, we thank you so much for staying up late and talking to us. And I can't wait to see what else you have up your sleeve, and keep in touch. You've got all my numbers now. And, you know, when you're out in LA, we'd love to, you know, take you out or something like that.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to speak to all of you. I had a great time.
Okay, great. Well, thank you again so much. And we can't wait to see, you know, more things from you in the future. We love you, Sandhya.
Thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay,
good night.
Have a great night. Good night. Dream about clothes.
You too. Yeah. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Might be my favorite person to ever talk to.
I know. She just sounds like a hug.
I want to give her a hug so bad. She's just, man. And for someone like her, where she's come from and what she's seen in her life and experienced, you know what I mean? Like coming from these other countries, seeing these other different things that a lot of us we don't get to see and we don't know. You know, we have our own stuff that happens here in this country, but she's got such a great attitude. She's so inspiring, really. And you know me, I like to like be like, really, these people are out of, you know, whatever. But like I love her.
She's just very real. And like
so real.
There's so much, you know, especially in LA,
right,
like so much fake and so much like asinine you have to deal with people. So I think it's really refreshing, especially like in this industry.
Well, I think that's the thing when we watch her on the show, like Amanda's like, oh, I didn't ever have a cabbage patch, wah, wah, you know? And then like, okay, I'm pretty sure Sandhya never had a cabbage patch in India, you know?
Right, and she's not complaining
and
about it.
She's not complaining about it.
She's figuring out how to utilize her 30 minutes in mood the best way she can. So bite it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what, you know, we just love about her. And because I feel like every episode she was like, I'm going to try this technique and I'm going to try that and I'm going to, you know? And it was always something a little crazy and like, I was like, I don't know if that's going to work, but it always turned out really cool.
Yeah, it did.
I feel like she just experiences life different than the rest of us.
We're
all desensitized and numb, and she just seems like a little kid in the way that she's always excited and like wants to learn things, and you know,
it's so awesome. And I like her idea too about the points kind of system.
Yeah, I do too.
I wonder if they'll ever do that, even like in All Stars or something. Like All Stars would be a good place to do that.
But I would love to see it.
All Stars would, All Stars would definitely be a good place to see that. So, okay, well that about wraps up our show tonight. Anything else before we leave? Next week we've got, you know, we'll see what happens with the Muse. Next week we've got guests Mark and Estelle coming, and we'll see what happens with the Washington Square situation. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at IAMSTEFZ. Where can we find you guys?
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Virginia Reina.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your comments coming, and we hope you enjoyed hearing from Sandhya as much as we did. Have a great night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.